named in late 2020, there's a look at Lumen Field here in Seattle, Washington. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks. Here's the kicker, Jason Myers, to get this one started. And off we go from Seattle. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll run with Henderson here to begin the drive. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. These two teams, remember, met in Inglewood earlier in the year with the Rams coming out on top. So a win here in Seattle, tough as that may be, would give them the season sweep.
Let's go.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Again, it's Henderson, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Seahawks, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And I think our statistician ended up having to bring the blue tent and put it around him for a while because he was developing a hand injury from having to write down all the turnovers this team forced. 5, 6, 7, 8. Absolutely unbelievable. I hope he'll recover.
3 and out, a real danger here on their opening drive as they come up on a 3rd and 12. From the gun, it's Lance. He'll find Henderson there. It's complete. And he is going to have a Rams first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Well, they use him a lot out of the backfield. He had 5 catches a week ago, and he makes another catch here for good yardage.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Henderson. And taken down just shy of the 40.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Off of play action, here's Lance. And his throw here's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Lance to throw it. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. 4th down, so on is the punter, Riley Dixon. It's a 42-yard punt. They keep him to just a yard on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Here's Walker to start the drive. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on 1st down. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead him to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And he'll be brought down right at the 30 here. The Seahawks at 1-15 now on the year. Now, they were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. And I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Lawrence to throw. Being chased out left. He's got a man complete. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A big pickup of 38. And a nice milestone reached on that last throw as here late in the season, he goes over 4,000 yards passing.
And he's really thrown the ball well all season long. Had some big games along the way. He's inspired his receiving corps to go out and make plays for him in each and every ball game.
Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. What a great effort there. He's going to get this inside the 15, and they'll spot it at the 13-yard line. Nice run. That one good for 14 and a Seahawk first. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But they proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
3.5 to go, first quarter. On 2nd down, it's Walker. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. Noah Fant, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. A nice throw there by the 2nd-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more. reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
The touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone.
And he's got some space here. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one 28 yards on the ground.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. I believe that they've done that here in the first quarter.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 47.
And they fake the handoff. Now Lance.
Rolling to his right. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
Boye Mafe
from that outside linebacker spot gets in there. It's a loss of 9.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19.
To throw, it's Lance.
And the pressure gets to him again.
Brought down by multiple defenders, and it's a loss of 12.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long.
Lance going to throw. That's into the hands of Tutu Atwell.
It'll be a gain of 17, but even with that, they'll be well short here for 4th down. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man to the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance, if they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing. It puts them in that position.
The quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
On the counter, it's Walker. 5
yards. Now it's 3rd and 5.
That 2nd down play call was not to pick up the 1st down. It was to accomplish what they did to get them into a manageable 3rd down, because they had incompletion on 1st down, so they were behind the sticks, so to speak. They needed to make up some ground, and they did.
The Rams calling on their nickel set here defensively for 3rd down.
Out of the gun, it's Lawrence.
He's got his tight end Fant, and he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. He had the touchdown earlier. This one's going to get him a 1st down. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Trying the left side with Walker. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22.
Whenever we talk about the best strong safeties, one word constantly comes up, and that's instincts. Being able to diagnose run or pass and make the appropriate moves.
He crashed down hard there. He was ready for that running play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now Lawrence. Escaping the pressure right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, sometimes the defense just beats you. Great coverage from the secondary. All of them in the proper position. So instead of trying to throw into tight coverage, he found a way to throw it away and come back and try again the next down.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9.
From the shotgun, Lawrence. Got his man, it's Bo Melton. And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Had to put that ball in there with a little extra zip, but he put it right where it needed to be.
Yeah, and that little extra pace that he had on the pass, that required a little extra concentration for him, didn't it? Ball can get on you pretty quick in that manner, and he handled it well and picked up the 1st down.
On 1st down, Lawrence.
Flushed out right. This is the tight end fan. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays.
Sometimes it's design, and sometimes you just have to know when to leave the pocket and move and make something happen. And on that play, he was able to get on the run and was still accurate throwing the football.
A'Shawn Robinson there on the stop.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down.
And some nice running, going to get him down close to a 1st down at the Rams 39.
49 yards rushing for him now to this point.
This drive is turning into an extended one, and the guy carrying the ball, he's becoming more like a body blows guy. Every carry is putting some damage on the defense. So after a while, I'm not too sure how many guys are going to want to run up and tackle him.
So they need 2 yards here on 3rd down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions on this drive.
They'll try for the first with Walker.
And he'll be tackled about 2 yards shy of the line to gain. A 1-yard pickup leads to 4th down.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll run for it. It's Walker. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Rams are going to take possession of the turnover on downs. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum? I tell you, Brandon, this defense is playing with some confidence. Haven't allowed a point yet. Flying to the football. I'm telling you, it's almost 11 to the ball on every snap. Another nice job there to force an incompletion.
Second down, it's Henderson. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42.
It's not a huge breakaway run, but if your starting running back finishes the game with averages of 5 or 6 yards per touch, you'll take that every single time.
The Rams on third down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Working from the gun, Lance. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Lance to throw for it on 4th down. And that is incomplete. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Seahawks, they'll get the football back in outstanding field position. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Up the middle, here's Walker. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their huddle with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
Second and 5 now. Lawrence. He's got his big tight end, Fant. And they'll work this down inside the 30.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. 68 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Now, this is an example of breaking down a defense because on a lot of these runs, he's getting past the point of attack, and guess what he's doing? Forcing the secondary guys to have to make a lot of tackles.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Looking to throw, Lawrence. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Terrell Lewis buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot.
Well, the pass rush has been a real strength of late. They know how to get after the quarterback.
Absolutely. 4 sacks last week. That's their first one here. Anything in particular you've seen from them or on film?
I think that they're winning athletically up front, winning those one-on-one battles, but also when the offensive line wants to keep everyone in and mass protect, they know how to scheme their way back to the quarterback as well.
On the set.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Lawrence. And he fires one that's intercepted. And the Rams will take over here just shy of the 30. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they'd say to us? No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that fourth down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so. But maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Now a play fake. Lance.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And, partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's a game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
On the ready, pause red.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And the hook up here to Allen Robinson. It'll be a pickup of 16, but they'll remain short of the marker, and it's 4th down.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
Ready, break.
Henderson going to run for it. And, boy, this is going to be close. That mark looks a little short, and he didn't get there. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. And the Rams are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line.
So this defense coming up with a takeaway, and maybe that's something that can bring a little life to that sideline.
Well, I don't want to say that they've been sleepwalking through this first half because that's simply not true, but you're right. We haven't seen a lot of fire from these guys, really, on either side of the ball. So maybe that's the catalyst that they needed to get them back into this game.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
To the right side and complete to Atwell.
Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. From all the way up at the 38 now after a good start to the drive.
And Lance now to throw.
And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60.
And the Seahawk defense gets to him and they bring him down. Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
On 3rd and long, it's Lance. Oh, going for Jefferson downfield.
And it's intercepted.
It's Kyler Duggar who picks it. And the Seahawks will take over here at their own 14-yard line. If you combine last week and this week, he's got a hat trick going because he had 2 interceptions a week ago.
He's seeing the ball so well and understanding where receivers are and positioning. I mean, just watching him work with such great technique and paying it off by actually catching the ball when he has a chance, he's helping his team in a huge way.
And they're just going to run it here up the middle. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24. So we have reached halftime with a touchdown. That's the difference on the scoreboard. As we send you cross-country to Orlando, Jonathan Coachman is there and has our EA Sports halftime report. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Seahawks with the advantage, and they get the football first as the second half is underway. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Lawrence. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. It's a pickup of 15 and a fresh set of downs. Up the middle they run. It's Walker. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47.
85 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, I think after that run, the defense is getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
On 2nd down and 4. Lawrence. Left side here, that's the tight end Fant. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space. And it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence. He's able to find Melton. And he's brought down inside the 20 at the 18-yard line.
It's taken a while for this offense to get going. A little creaky at the start, but they're oiled up now. A nice throw there, and they're really putting together a good drive.
Now to the ground. Here's Walker.
He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Now Lawrence.
And he finds Lockett in the end zone. Touchdown, Seattle. A 16-yard touchdown.
And the Seahawks take the opening kickoff of the third quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead.
That seemed pretty ideal there for the offense, Charles. You take a little bit of time off the clock here in the third quarter, decent length drive, and you pad your lead as well at the end of it.
And what it does is let you feel like you're in control of this game, even more so than a 2-touchdown lead, right? Because you've taken that time off, as you noted, which means they couldn't get you off the field. You ran your playbook the way you wanted to, and you gave your defense some rest. What a big-time drive in that situation.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
They make their second half debut here, and things are looking a little bit tougher now. You give up the points there, Charles, that touchdown drive on the other side. So now it's a two-score game here. Got to be careful.
They certainly do, and I'm just wondering at halftime if those guys just looked into each other's eyes and realized what they've got to get done and come out a little bit more charged up, because if they don't get some kind of points here, that next drive, that could make this a three-possession game.
Well, it's time for them to be good teammates right here. And what I mean by that is possess the ball for a little while. Get at least 2 first downs. Give their defense a chance to settle down a little bit after they give up a touchdown.
The previous run, good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They run once more with Henderson. And he lost the football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
So it's a turnover there on the lost fumble, and this third quarter could not really have started worse.
I think that's a great observation, because this was a close game at the half. They gave up the touchdown the opening drive. Now they turn over the football. This game, they can get away from pretty quickly if their defense doesn't step up right here.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Following the fumble recovery, Lawrence. Wide open receiver, complete. And they move this all the way down to the 9. 23 yards on the play.
How about the way they're moving the ball down the field? They had a big play a moment ago. Followed it up with another nice one here. And before you know it, they're already looking at 1st and goal.
Lawrence will throw. And this is going to be intercepted. Picked off by David Long. And the Rams are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. He's at it again, Charles. He had the pick 6 last week. Not a pick 6 here, but an interception.
Hey, it's another Oski, because that's the word we use when we intercept a pass. Oski tells your team to rally around and block for you. Well, that worked really well last week because he had made it all the way to the end zone. This week he got the Oski, maybe not a touchdown, but boy, he's playing really well.
Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
That'll be swung out wide here for Henderson.
And he is brought down at the 22 after a gain of 2, and it brings up 2nd down.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not. Roquan Smith in there to record another sack, and that is now 6 on the afternoon for this defensive unit.
I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to. Here's Riley Dixon now, standing right on his own 5-yard line. A 41-yard punt there with no return. And that will come the offense as they take over. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And 3 interceptions in this game, and I would have to think, I wasn't a quarterback, but number 4 is kind of, you're like, oh man, I can't throw 4.
unknown. What's interesting is, what do the coaches decide to do now? Having thrown 3, do you alter your offensive strategy? Do you take the ball out of his hands and maybe turn to the running game? Or do you have that supreme confidence that he's going to turn things around?
We'll see what they do. That is taken in by the tight end Fant. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
We sit in quarter number 3 out in Seattle. A 2nd and 10 now.
Hey, exit. Hey, hold it.
Here's Lawrence. The pressure gets to Lawrence, and he'll go down. Leonard Floyd, the outside linebacker, coming up to drop him for a loss of a full 10 yards.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Dancing to his left. He lets it fly for Lockett. And that will be incomplete. Oh, he left that one in a bad spot, but fortunately it's just an incompletion and not picked to bring up 4th down. Now here's Michael Dixon. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
So a little more space to work with here from the 13 on 1st and 10.
Ready, go.
Here's Lance. And that is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. Lance looking to throw it. And he's going to go down. Back at his own 5-yard line, it's a sack. Dorian Mafe able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Back now in Seattle, Washington. It's the Rams trailing, but they do have the football as we start the 4th and final quarter. This offense on third down today, it's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. Here's Riley Dixon now, as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he's able to get it out of there. 40 yards on the punt, 2 on the return. And the Seahawks will have great field position to start this drive. They take over on the short side of the field.
Straight ahead, Walker. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. 104 yards rushing for him now as he is finishing off the regular season with a bang.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down.
Buying time to his left. He hits his target, Lockett. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. That one goes for 30 yards.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is 1st and goal. And this is caught. For the moment, it's a touchdown, but multiple flags down, so let's sort this out. So obviously they will decline the penalty there, and the result is 6 points. Now Myers for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. And after the touchdown, here's Myers to boot it away.
This one fielded at the 5. And he had no room to run as he's tackled down inside the 20. On first down, Lance.
And this throw will be intercepted.
It's Kyler Duggar who picks it.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
But just to add that to the list of great moments for this defense today, they've really shredded that game plan on the other side all 4 quarters. And, Charles, that pick 6, that's kind of the cherry on top.
Yeah, they did it, and I feel like I'm quoting a bad movie line, but they did it together, didn't they? Fed off of each other, every big play they made, every tackle, every pick, everything they've done. They continue to build energy in this one, and how about them culminating with a pick 6?
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. And they will not get a chance to return this one. It's through the back of the end zone for a touchback. Set to begin their next drive, the Rams offense at the line.
Well, it's been a struggle so far for this offense, Charles. It's not only that they haven't been able to put the points up, but really stringing yards together has been a real issue for them in this one.
I'm so glad you brought up the yardage because I was thinking to myself, we've seen a lot of NFL games and we've seen our share of lopsided contests, but in almost all of them, both offenses have put up at least 200 yards in a game, but not in this one. This has been a display of offense that, frankly, I think the two of us have watched from behind our hands, trying to spread our fingers wide enough to actually see the result.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Throwing is Lance on third down.
That's taken in by Henderson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a fourth down.
And that's a play that's not uncommon on third and long because the offense is just hoping that somehow they can get a guy in space and follow some blockers downfield. Does a pretty nice job there getting a few yards, but he ends up getting stopped before he can get the first down.
Here we go. Here we go. 6, 7.
Desperation time here. Lance.
And he gives himself up, but not before he gets the conversion. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth.
It hasn't been the cleanest game for him, but there was a sign of improvement as he looks towards the next one. Nice bit of scrambling to move the sticks, and even more importantly, he didn't risk adding another interception to his ledger.
Throwing on first down is Lance.
Throw right side, going to be taken in by Henderson. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down. Looked like a pretty good, safe play right there. No, he's had trouble with the interceptions in this game there. Hits his guy out in the flat.
Man, so many times we hear quarterbacks and offensive coordinators talk about in your progressions, you're either throwing the touchdown or you're throwing the check down. But earlier in the game, it was touchdown or interception. Now he got to the check down, a nice safe throw, and a good one.
And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
On first and 10, here's Lance. This one brought in by Jefferson. And he's going to be taken down just shy of the 35.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle him after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Lance looks to throw again.
Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
Lance now on first down. And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's second down now.
At this point in the game, they've got to continue to try anything they can. They're still working at it, even though this one feels like a lost cause.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, second and 10. Henderson running straight ahead.
Oh, and fine work there as he gets this thing down to the 11-yard line.
16 yards is the pickup there and a first down for L.A.
Some big plays in the passing game on this drive, and here's one out of the running game. So the passing game loosening things up. Now there's room to roam.
Now a first and 10 at the 11. To throw, it's Lance.
And it's caught. Touchdown, Rams.
Tutu Atwell.
An 11-yard touchdown.
And the Rams are finally on the board here in the fourth quarter.
Extra point by Gay is up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game. Following the touchdown, here's Gay to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway.
It's been a dominant performance to this point, Charles, and this is probably exactly how they scripted this and envisioned it. They got a 3-score lead, fourth quarter, and a chance if they want to continue to pour it on here.
It is their call, isn't it? I mean, the way that they have taken on this game and the way that they have carried this game and have dominated this game, you're exactly right. Do what you want down the stretch. We are in the era of, hey, if you don't want us to do this to you, then you need to stop us. Their call to finish this one off.
On 2nd and a yard, Lawrence steps away to his left. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used a calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard.
Now Lance unable to escape, and down he goes. Darrell Taylor able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
I know conventional wisdom says, hey, don't get it all back in one play, but sometimes you go ahead and try to. They tried to get it all back on that one, weren't able to do so.
The Rams on 3rd down. A pretty anemic, a very anemic. 1 for 9 thus far. This will be 3rd and a mile. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair.
Here we go, here we go. Here, cut. Cut deep.
And they'll go for it. Lance.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time.
It's Kyler Duggar who picks it.
And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment.
And it's intercepted at the goal line.
And the Rams are going to have it here as they'll start at their own 7.
And you have to wonder, Charles, a game like this, 5 interceptions, what does this do to the psyche of a young quarterback?
Well, based on the fact that he's still out there and he threw a 5th interception, I'm wondering if his head coach believes that he's really strong mentally and wants him to play through it. Because otherwise, you need to get him out and fight another day, because this could leave lasting damage if he keeps throwing interceptions.
And he gets this one just shy of the 35 to the 34. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
Now Lance.
Got a man, it's Higbee, complete. The Rams going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now, because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
Here we go, set.
Lance now on first down. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by Sidney Jones. And the Seahawks are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. And checking the timeouts, they do have 2 defensively, but no real need to use them as they're not going to be able to stop the clock after that. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Now the Rams will signal for a timeout, their second, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And my goodness, another interception. Troy Hill picks it. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6th one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And the Seahawks will have the football as this is taken up past the 30. Well, there's 2 sides to this coin. I mean, on one side, 5 interceptions now thrown for him. That's tough. But, man, this defense, they have been ball hawking and impressive. But, Charles, let's flip it back over. If you're coaching a quarterback that's struggling this much at this stage of the game, do you maybe try to get him out?
I would think about it, and I think about it awfully hard, but also you might want to look into his eyes, see what he has. He might be one of those players that you don't want to affect his confidence by actually pulling him out of the game. So you have to know your player, you have to know the situation.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
I think it's fairly safe to call this game over, but they're still trying to bomb it downfield and add to their lead. Almost makes you start to feel for the defense and root for them a little bit, too.
Second and 10. Here's Lawrence again. This is the tight end fan. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the clock stops with 23 seconds to go in the game.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
They go play action with Lawrence. Open man is Metcalf. He's got it. Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages.
Now that's a big pickup right there, and so often we focus on how the quarterback's faking out play action. How about everyone being in on the deal and picking it up?
Second, third levels, you could see them trying to recover. They bit. Worked out offensively. From midfield now, Lawrence. And that'll be incomplete with 11 seconds remaining now. Well, they're up comfortably here, Charles, but that lead certainly not dissuading them from pressing the envelope late. I mean, if anything, with these passes, it's like they're getting more aggressive to try to drive the ball downfield.
And that will certainly lend itself to some post-game questions for that coach, and maybe you and I should attend that press conference and see what he has to say, because someone's going to ask him why he continued to push it. My guess, he didn't like how some of the snaps were run earlier, and he wanted to use that as a chance to clean things up, but he certainly will have some explaining to do.
And my goodness, another interception. And the Rams
Rams come up with a late turnover, but it will probably only matter to the statisticians as this ball game is now officially over. Well, this was a very